Master, what format is best? Let me show you. Vintage is very powerful. Legacy too. Modern is strong. There's standard. But the king of them all is Pauper.
How do you like that?
I am a great magician. Your clothes are red!
Wow! Please, do it again!
All right, guys, before anything gets started, I'm having one of those mornings where just about every little Murphy's Law thing that could go wrong is going wrong. I'm hardwired in. It said I was wireless. At the last second, plugged it back in just like last week. Then it said it, but then I'm not seeing it. So is everything looking and sounding good? Let me know in the chat as soon as possible. And Little Fight, hats off to you for the disinfecting comment. That was pretty awesome. I'm upset I didn't come up with that. That's awesome. But yes, we are playing Infect. Hey, okay, all right. Hey, Lushtology, nice to see you. Good to see everybody. All right, looks and sounds good. All right, well, let's get off with it. Anyway, so if I was playing in the leagues as I used to, I would probably be playing Infect, and I would like to think I would have come to this, but I will have to say no, because Jherjames B has placed 2 5-0s with this Infect list, and I really like it. And one of the things I like is it pokes fun at me, because it's like telling a burn player not to play with Fire Blast, right? Seal of Strength is a card that I just always thought has to be in a build, but no, he doesn't even run it. So what we have here is 18 lands. 2 of them are the Thickets of the Cycling Persuasion, 4 Vines, 4 Rotwolves, 4 Apostles' Blessings, 4 of these, 4 of these, 2 of these. We got 4 Growths, 4 of this. Now this is where it gets interesting. 4 Hunger of the Howlpack and 4 Augur. And so the obvious play here is Augur, trip it. It trips Hunger of the Howlpack and you get some monstrous swing. Doesn't always happen. When it does, it's pretty legit and can kind of hit from nowhere. And plus, when you have, I think moving forward in 2020 at least, maybe 2021 will be different. I don't know why, though. Removal just keeps getting better and better. I think almost any list has to run 4 Apostles' Blessings and 4 Vines. Anyway, Nova the Madman. All right. Good to see everybody. Thanks for joining me on this Saturday of Pauperganda. We're going to be disinfecting, as my co-host was so keen to point out. I wouldn't do it like Trump suggested, but we're going to try it with cards. And don't be alarmed. My cough isn't the Corona thing. I went back. I ran out of coffee, so I went back to a soda, and they definitely trigger a little bit of a phlegm thing that happens. So don't be worried. I'm doing fine. 3 got shot in the sideboard. 3 Weather the Storm. 3 Epic Confrontation. 3 Nature's Claim. 2 Corpse Cur, and 1 Longbow. So here's the deal. This is a really good card in this build of Infect, and I really liked seeing it, even though I never really played with it in my sideboard. Now, the new card Ram Through came through, which is right here, and I was all excited about it, but I tell you, I played it 3 or 4 different times, and it almost never optimized, and it was just a fight card. It didn't really push through the extra damage, so I'm thinking we're going to be trying to play the original here, because that is the one that plays so many times. So, and I've also got a new version that I want to show you guys after we get a game or 2 in with this. Then I'll go to like this new Gruul build that I've been tweaking on. But until then, and I've actually think I've got a note on my posting here that says no mono black control. Don't want to. We'll go with the original here. I'll just create this and boom. I say no mono black control, not that I'm afraid of it. These decks can do pretty good against it. Not great, but it's just in tournament practice room, it's every other deck, and I just don't want the show to be mono black control, and especially after last week, we crashed and burned pretty hard. So hi back at you, 1884. Wow, they're older than me. We'll see how we're going here. So we've got perfect mana, we've got the Myr, we've got triple protection. We'll keep this. I hope I don't sound rude when I don't say hi back, but like I said, all my stuff's preset. So we're going to go on here, play some beautiful forest, and go like that. I've got to fix my keyboard. So she's in the house. All right, I'm sorry, I'm reading backwards, guys. Thanks for joining me, everybody. All right. So yeah, my son's been in a Golgari mood, man. He's got this pretty nasty deck. I mean, he's got a bunch of rares and such, but one of the coolest things about playing Infect, especially in this metagame, with Prismatic and stuff, you're kind of impervious to it with that, and you just don't care if people gain life. One of the best cards in the set, you know who? Who am I talking about? The guy, the dude, not the Big Lebowski, but the Seeker of the Way. Yeah, they can hit really hard, but you're not getting that 8 and 9 point life swing of like they gain 4, you lose 4 sort of thing. It's like it's a little bit better one-sided that way. So I have a Pauper NBC deck right next to me. Most people do. Ooh, look at this, old school. I love the Drill Master. Nichols of Pauperpedia fame has about a year ago we were placing some pretty good tournament results with a it was called White Nickel, and this was one of the backbones of the deck, giving a nice 2/1 bear, but then giving everything a first strike. It's pretty awesome. So we're going to load up on the Augur, and hopefully we can draw a what is it, the Hunger of the Howlpack. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, I hate how rude this seems of me. I'm just like, they say hi and good luck, and I'm just like this quiet presence. All right, so I don't think another mana is going to help us too much here, so I'm just going to cycle now and see. All right, I think we win next turn. I should have attacked there. Sorry, still haven't had enough coffee. We could have one less blocker. Who knows? It might cost us. And apologies, all the windows are open. It's pretty warm in California this week. We're going to be around the 90s, so all the windows are open, and I've got a few powerlifting neighbors, and it's like tectonic shifts. Every once in a while you're like, geez, did somebody just get in a car accident? And they're dropping, like they're doing like these manly lifts outside and slamming them down on these big rubber pads. It's pretty cool. All right, well, let's not take damage we don't need to. We'll go like this and hopefully teach them the lesson. You want to play this really slow because there's so many times you can just click right through this Augur ability. But so that kind of negates our misplay early because that wouldn't have been there and we blocked anyway. So here we go. All right, let's strip this to this. Give it a trample. Give it a little redundant trample. There's a lot of times if you block it, it's kind of the wrong play. We'll give it trample again. And here we go. MTM Tat. Coffee up my game this week. Had a biscuit to go with. Thank you. Hope you're well, Deluxeicoff. You too, my friend. Here we go. So this is always the crux, right? You block it, it gets bigger. A lot of times you don't. Now ram through would be nice here, but so it's just going to naturally go up to 8, and we'll say okay to the boost ability. Unless they've got some cool trick, we've got this one. We'll pay a life for the first one. We'll do this on the second. It was just so neat to see this place not once but twice via Jherjames, who huge hats off to him. I mean, it's just so awesome that he is doing well in the tournament scene. Couldn't happen to a nicer guy. I met him in Pauper Pro Tour LA, and I know he's been really loving the camaraderie of the I think it's the Brazilian team that he's really been meshing well with, and really doubling down, you know, as while I'm here doing content and just kind of trying to keep being the cheerleader of the format, and kind of got out of the tournament scene for a while. I'll be back, but you know, for right now I'm just having fun brewing. He's really picked up the reins and gone hardcore. So all right, so we're probably going to run into a bunch of you know who's, so we'll bring in thinking all 3 gut shots, probably take out a Rotwolf and a Mamba. We don't really have 2. I'm going to take out 1 Vines, and Blessing is nice because it's just an alpha strike against a monocolored deck, so it's very hard to lose one of those, but I'm going to, and I'm going to bring in 1 Epic Confrontation. If we see a lot of journeys, then I'll bring in the Nature's Claim, but until then, I think we'll be all right, so we're just going to rock like this and hope for the best. Chimsky, Mutagenic Growth to the max. Yeah, I was just saying last week in my my little stats on gatherling.com, it's like most played card, it's all Mutagenic Growth. I'm like, damn it. Maybe I'll have to make something without it, but it's pretty good being free and all. All right, we got defense, we got offense. It's okay. I've seen better. We'll keep this. So apologies to 1884. I'm a nice guy. I mean to say hi and everything, but I don't want to mess up the show just to do it. All right. And I guess we could kill that. I mean, we've got 2 of them. I'll wait for some sort of something. Maybe a blocker. Who knows? Maybe they've got their own gut shot. We've got to hold back our mutagenic because that is a good card. My son, he was just like, why isn't everybody playing 4 gut shots in every deck? And I'm like, good question, son. All right. What does Renown even do? I don't even remember. When this creature deals combat damage to a player, if it isn't Renown, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Now, that got me thinking, and we might even do that today. I've been wanting to make a Celestia Infect deck with that Pilgrim that proliferates and using like the blink mechanic to just ding, 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 ding. So you could just go aggro, and then when things get bad, well, similar to Soul's Flare, we'll just do it that way. All right, well, we could double blast that. There's a lot of options here. Usually best to just hold back. I tell you, here we go. We've got this. It's going to be quite a bit of ground issues come through. You know what? Let me cycle here. This might make my options a little bit better since we've got another one here. Okay, so we've got 2 mutagenics. I'll be all right with smashing through this dude. We'll keep our we'll keep one back for a gut shot of their own, and this way we're trading a mutagenic for 3 damage. Here we go. All right. We got a little respect going our way. We have gently cloudly gardening weather here. Oh, South Carolina. Nice. Yes. We were just, my wife was just talking about the artist, that gallery we went to down in Charleston. What is her name? God, I feel so bad. It's like one of my favorite artists. Got that custom work in the bedroom too. It's pretty awesome. +1/1. Let's say no to that. I'll get rid of 1 here. Take 2 anyway. Let's turn that off. It's a very interesting little White Weenie style deck, just with maximum efficiency here. Do you remember what her name was? Anyway, Rosamond says it's been weirdly sunny in the UK last few days, and I'm kind of a little worried. Yeah, it's just been downright hot here. The sun comes out even remotely, and I get miserable. Alrighty. Well, gut shot be damned. We're going in for some damage here. Hoping we draw better next turn. No sense in taking damage we don't need to. We'll do this. Hopefully we had a Vines, but we don't. Alright, so this is where a lot of times Infect will falter. They can build up ground crew. They look like they're a little mana screwed right now. But the deck that I've been working on, it shouldn't be any surprise. It uses Soul's Fire. And the question is, should I use 2 of them? Now, I tried Tamir Battle Rage. We'll get into that a little bit. Like, can he trip this? That costs 3 to activate. We're out of Prismatic Strands range. We're flooded. They're screwed. Let's see what we can do. And you would think it would work, but I think I played 15 games with the build with Tamir Battle Rage, and it happened once, and it just stared at me the rest of the time. So it was a little disheartening. So, all right, there goes that. It was sunny all of last week, and the pollen was so bad I avoided certain areas. I'm not even allergic, says Snogglesworth. Very cool name. I think that's the first time I've seen you in chat, too. Thank you for joining us. And Twitch Marts, Dinello. That's it. Yes. Oh, Dinello. God, I feel so bad that she's like one of my favorites. But, yeah, I got a custom piece done by her. It takes up the entire wall. Just love it. But why did I bring that up? Oh, yeah, because we're talking about, Little Fight was talking about weather, and South Carolina was on the brain. So, all right, I'm just going to smash in, and hopefully he doesn't have a mutagenic of his own or some sort of other technology to match, and we'll see what happens. I'll say White Weenie mixed with a W and then a W. That gets confusing when you write down that you won 1 against White Weenie, but is it enough? Kabloomby. All right. So, since that went so fast, and we've already discussed this deck, I'm going to discuss the other deck. We'll play this one more time. So if you're new to Pauperganda, you're probably going to just roll your eyes at this one. If you're an old fan, I don't know how to say it, but this is one I've always been tweaking on. So I call it just Infect Deluxe, just to keep it like this is my little baby. So this one uses 20 lands, but we've got 4 Vestige and 4 Cave of Temptations. Then we've got 4 Abundant. Don't worry, we're not playing this one. And 4 Unbridled Growth. So this lets you play 5-color Infect pretty much. Why do we do that? Because of Soul's Fire, Blighted Agent, Unearth, and Reckless Charge. Playing this deck, it's win-loss, blah, blah, blah. I've had some goods, I've had some bads. I've even put 2 Prophetic Prisms in there to really shore up. All of our fixing draws cards, if you'll notice. It's still, if you really add this up, man, that's 10 cards out of your 60 that are just there to support mana. Yes, they replace themselves, but I was like, man, if I could just simplify it a little bit and take all those 10 cards and move them to the mana. And, you know, there's plenty of 2-card decks that are aggro out there. I used Delver Red as an example. And I like this deck a lot, especially when you have access to things like Mask of Law and Grace. When most of the removals black and red, it can shut the door pretty hard. But I still haven't really had too much of a run with it. So I made this little deck called Infect Experiments, and this is the one I will be running. And we'll play maybe 1 or 2 of James, and then I'll finish the show out with this. So in Delver Red, they run, you know, their base land, 2 Ash Barrens, 2 of the alternate colors, and then 4 wilds. Well, what I did, I added 1 more land, because more on that in a little bit, and I added 4 Rugged Highlands. We need life, and we need double mana. We need things like Vastwood and stuff like that. Fetching was nice, but outside of a Chittering Rats and getting out of that, it wasn't all that important. Plus, if that happens, you sometimes can lean on Barrens to get you out of a pinch. Anyway, so this has all the firepower of what we just saw, but you've got Reckless Charge and Soul's Fire. We're not going all in on this. It's there if we need it. Reckless Charge is... man, when you play it, it's intoxicated. It is almost the reason to try to build around this card with Infect, mostly because it flashes back. But man, you just get those wins out of nowhere with this thing. And then Soul's Fire, this is the fling of Infect. It does Infect damage. So a lot of times you can trip a seal, drop a mutagenic, click this. Before you know, you don't even have to attack. You just fling them with this. So deck's so good because the basics have good art. Yes, at least the other one does. I went back with my old school trail from the grade school era there. And then in the sideboard with this build, it's very similar. I've got 1 Longbow, 2 Corpse Cur, 4 Moments Peace, just my play style. That those Haymaker battles, I like to have all 4. 3 Weather the Storm, 1 more Soul's Fire, and then got shot. I'd love to get cutesy, and because Delver can be a tough matchup for Infect if they get the jump on you. Like, well, I mean, they're pretty much, that's their MO against any deck. But what ends up happening is you just need something to cover a lot of bases, and so this one I really like. So this one, it's like you just go along, you're playing green Infect, and then a lot of times these just happen and they don't even slow you down, and you've got access to this and this, which are just game breakers. I will warn you, and I almost want you to try it. Try this list out. I'll have it in the description, and throw in a Tamir Battle Rage. Just try it out. It does grant trample, and there's between like Seal of Strength and everything else. You would think it would happen all the time. I can't tell you how often it just sat in my hand, sat there. That's not something you want to be doing in Infect. Anyway, enough of that description. We're just going to jump right into one more with James's build here. This is definitely, you know, if your life was on the line, you only have like a few tickets to spare, and you love Infect, then this is definitely the one for you, not mine. And that's what it's called, an experiment. Having a lot of fun with it, having a lot of wins with it too, but that Reckless Charge ability of just like, you know, acting a little meek, set out, seal, wham, and then you just come in. Oh, here's a little fight as we speak. All right. There are Lotus Petals in there, though. Yeah, I did have Lotus Petals in my build, too, and I slowly lost them, and it's mostly for my playstyle. I just wanted extra lands, and I was trying to go a little too all-in too often. So we've got a critter, we've got protection, and we've got cycling. We'll keep this. I'm coming to get you. All right. If he's on burn, this will be a fast one. Let's see what we've got here. But yeah, these are some of my favorite forests. I go back and forth. Old Softy. He's probably on mono black control, says Nimchimsy. Yeah, no kidding, right? I haven't really seen Little Fight play that all that often. I'm actually going to lead off with only 1 creature. I'm just going to pass the turn here. They don't really have much explosiveness, so I need to keep this alive, assuming we're not going to draw anymore, and cycle this at the end of the turn for obvious reasons. All right. It looks like he's got that. I'll cycle 2 to match it up. Double cycling goodness. All right, well, we've got another one here. So I've been playing so much of my experimental Infect that I just keep thinking like, oh, I'm just going to wait till I can drop a mountain and then I'll just win here. But it doesn't work that way. I doubt that he has like a electricity main, so I'm just going to play like this. I've played Infect against Little Fight enough, and he respects it enough that I could easily see him double bolting here, and I think that might be the right play. A lot of burn purists might be like, oh, just go to the head, and it's like, well, all right, we hate to do this, but it's better than losing our critter. Click on your life total if you're new to Apostle's Blessing, and go real slow. Deck's super fast. You're never going to run out of time playing Infect. And you got all the time in the world. So, all right, he's a little mana screwed here. That's, man, we're really getting flooded here. All right. I don't think we do this. I'm going to wait to just keep it alive here. I'll drop the other dude out. And I've come around to Rot Wolf. I used to think it wasn't quite all that worth it because of the extra. It's pretty much the debate is Rot Wolf or Crisp Bear. Crisp Bear is a 2/3. You throw on any sort of boost mutagenic on it, and it gets out of range of just about everything. And so I don't know. Is that worth losing it? I think we want to keep our guys. I'm gonna save it. But so Crisp Bear gets out of the way of removal, disfigure, all these things just naturally, whereas Rot Wolf still kind of falls victim to it. But the card draw has been pretty impressive, and I think it's at least even. I used to think my argument was better. Who knows? For right now, I think it's the way to roll. All right, we're going to rock like this. And since that can't really save anything, I'm just going to do it now. We'll pay that. This can't stop a lightning bolt or anything else, so I'm not going to feign that. We'll see. All right. And here we go. The Alchemist shows up. All right. Well, there's one blocker. Darn it. All right. Right on cue. Let's go. Unless he's got extra lands and really flooded. We'll keep the land in hand. And if you looked at a lot of my old builds, I'm often very fond of... This is an interesting play. I'm often very fond of using Tree of Tails. Yes, you open yourself up to removal, but sometimes you're able, if you don't have Rancor to grab with Nature's Claim to gain life against a burn deck, you can just nab your own lands. And also, I've been tempted, and I'm not even sure I'm not going to do it still, but in the other build... how many people, have fallen to a capsize lock, right? They start bouncing your lands. Well, if you have an Apostle's Blessing and a Tree of Tails, it's an artifact. You can protect it, and you can stay in the game. I mean, that's going to happen 1 in 1,000 games, but it's the kind of things, it's strange. Dreamer Stingo in the house. All right, came in late. This is an Infect with Ram Through. We had Ram Through, and I opt to play it without. It's, as we're staring down Rancor, right? Oh boy, do we get 2 for 1 here? He's probably got it. We haven't seen any, I don't know. I don't want to put it on there. I've paused too long. He knows I don't have the backup here. Should we get 2 for 1 here? We got to go for it. Ah! Take that. I should have tapped Vines, man. I'd been like, he's got us. I had to kick myself if we didn't have it, though. Alrighty. But yeah, I was discussing that with Jherjames right after Ram Through came through. No pun intended. And, I was playing it, and it was similar to a Battle Rage where I was just like, okay, when's this thing going to shine? And whereas, what's the one, Epic Confrontation gives you those stats right then and there, and it has the plus side of being a sorcery. That's huge. There's so many dispels floating around and such. Sometimes it's nice. It's similar to how I play Boros Bully, where sometimes I'll play as instant, like Rally the Peasants as a sorcery. I'm like, is the coast clear? They're not going to do anything? Okay, now I'll attack. Little knows you, though. Through and through, yes. Yes, he does. As he writes, Giyu. Anybody new to the chat and doesn't understand what Giyu means, it's we've had many a belligerent nights playing nice little Omen of the Forge action. Playing while inebriated. Hours and hours of Pauper. And so we'd be on our headset talking to each other. Sorry for all you old Pauperganda regulars. You've heard this probably 2 or 3 times in the last, couple years, but so anyway, we would start, talking SHIT to each other, and it started off with him saying, I'm going to kill you, and then it got slurrier and slurrier through the night, and then it just sounded like some southern drawl, like, and so that means I'm going to get you, or I'm going to kill you. And then we've simplified it over the course of time, depending on how much libations you've had. So now it's a short. We just so gongi. All right. And we'll leave it at that. I think we're going to lose this one. Is anyone else? I like this Coke Zero, but I have to really watch it because, well, already I'm a caffeine fiend. But if I have like 2 or 3 during the course of a day, my breath can get really metallic-y. It's like I have affinity in my mouth. It's strange. All right. Coke is addictive. Watch out. Especially the original Coke. That's the reason it was called Coke. It was a pricey drink. I guess cocaine was a lot less expensive back in the day. Yeah, stick to beer just to be safe, says Shiraz. Yes. Yeah, nothing can go bad there. Try disinfecting that. Oh, man. We are good for a little fight. Too often I'm playing like crazy mean life burn decks, and he's the sufferee, as I like to say, of the result of that. So, Omen of the Forge. And another thing, I like to point out when I'm wrong, and I didn't think the Omens would really see play. I don't really think it belongs in Burn, but I've seen, especially the black one, that snuck up on me. There's some really neat plays with Skyfisher and some more sort of builds that just keep repeating that and getting it back. And yeah, I love when I'm wrong. It's good times. All right, what do we got here? Is this some Ultra Smash play here? What do you tap everything for? Is it really required? Ooh, see, now if we had Reckless Charge, we could win. All right, well, we've got this. Maybe he's got that 2/2 haste guy and just a bunch of mountains. Yeah, I've been enjoying one of the only like just store-bought brews that I like. I like Blue Moon quite a bit. That's a pretty good little afternoon beer. That's pretty good. Oh, sure, Snogglesworth. That sounds great. Just ask it. You know, give me a valid chance as far as don't ghost and or play anything super biased. But since you know what I'm playing, but that's about it. Or do, huh? The result will be pretty obvious. Yeah, I'll be. We're gonna roll to a quick WikiBear commercial. I got to double check these WikiBear ads from the old Conan O'Brien shows because I can't remember if they got flagged last time or not. Every once in a while, though, the older I go, the safer it is to show you guys some of the old comedy skits. So then that's my point. My son the other day was just like talked something about cheating, and I'm like, I've never understood cheating. And now, if there was $1 million on the line, I understand the logic behind it. But you're there to play a game and kind of test wits and stuff like that. It's like what? I just don't understand just the concept. All right. Little fight with the new Fire Blast. Interesting. All right. So, obviously, Weather the Storm's going to come in here. And Nature's Claim, maybe 2. We can grab our Rancor or the Lotus Petals. For that reason, we're going to keep all of those in here. A lot of stuff's going to be dying. Hunger of the Howlpack's probably going to be pretty good. But I will lose... Yeah, boy, this is rough. I'm gonna lose 1 mutagenic. I'm gonna say 2 rot wolves, an augur, and 1 rancor, maybe 1 claim. Nah, yeah, 1 claim. I'll just lean on 1 claim. We've got 3 Weather the Storm here. Pull our account a little bit, double check what's going on here. And yeah, besides I got MTGO this week and only have 2 decks. Mono White Weenies was already played, so I have 1 choice. Well, thank you for keeping that in mind. Yeah, it's some of my least favorite shows. I mean, it's complete happenstance and serendipity or whatever you want to call it, but is when like we'll play Tron. And then round 2, Tron. 3, Tron. 4, and it's just like, oh, come on, there's no variety. But one of the cooler things about switching to the anti-league format with all the ghosting and stuff, but one of the benefits is we do see a lot of new brews and rogues, and not always tournament worthy, but maybe it'll spark the next thing. All right, here we are. Okay, we got 2. We got backup. We got good stuff going on. We'll keep. Don't have any life gain, so if he's got a real heavy hate draw, we're going to be up in it. So that's 1 each, right? Nope. He ain't drinking coffee. He's got his 1-0. Snogglesworth, if you do want to hit me up for some free cards, much later, like in 4 or 5 hours, I'll be online again. If your username's the same, I'm going to be handing out a bunch of free, but I do have a lot, like, if you need 4 sign-in bloods or, just a lot of like fluff cards. I have like 70 of a lot of the stuff, and I give batches away to people all the time that are, new to it and stuff like that. So always a good time. All right. Well, we've got the Mamba. We've got that. That's going to die quickly. But we can't really guarantee that we're going to get anything next turn. Man, against Burn. Oh, boy. I think I'm going to wait one more turn on this. Yeah. Every once in a while, somebody will be like, oh, I just started Pauper. I'm new to it. And just like open up a trade and just give them a bunch of fodder stuff. I mean, it probably cost you all of about 40 cents to buy it on MTGO Traders or something, but it's like, it's not doing me any good. Both my kids got 4 of everything in their little accounts that they never used to match the old man. So, all right. Hey, it's almost like I was getting paid off there. All right. Ichorclaw will lead it out because Blight Mamba might clean up once we get another mana and we can support it. But yeah, if you got some on the mind, I won't be handing out Seeker of the Ways or Chittering Rats, but I have done that. But I'm out of those. All right. Well, we're gonna have to make him use a real spell on this. Hiya! Yeah, Card Hoarder. I can't recommend enough to. I don't know if we really want to keep this alive at that rate. That will cost us 4 life. Actually, it will cost us 7 because Searing Blaze, well, yeah, it'll still go through. And we pretty much don't have anything. But then we've got a 4/4. I'm going to go for it. Let's go all out. But I can't recommend enough. Go on over to MTGO Traders and look into writing something. Because they're very generous with how many store credits they'll give you. That's how I got my start without paying any money into the format. Long time ago. And or Pauper Classic Tuesdays used to be some fun little side event. Now it's like major. There's like over 100 people every Tuesday on it. So if you do well in that, you can get gift certificates too. But I usually bring super rogues to those there. So why is Pestilence relatively expensive online? Does anyone know? Not quite sure, MTM Tat. I'd have to I guess just the supply demand thing maybe. All right, this is a weird play. Hopefully he doesn't have Electrickery, because then we're really going to have a tough decision to make here. Yeah, it's a weird. I have this weird. What was it? There's a full art swamp that I only have 1 of, and then I have like 30 of this other thing. Uh-oh, this isn't going well for us. So like I'll bring in a deck list, and it'll run like, let's say it has 20 swamps. It'll put 19 of the ones I like, and then it'll always throw this one in there. So I'd love to give that one to somebody too. It's just so it can't do that. All right. We're down to 9. This is not feeling good. He's at the equivalent of 18 life with 1 Infect here. I'm so glad that they don't have the old one with the white borders. Ugh, that was horrible. Oh no. Is he going to get us? What's going on here? Yeah, I'd rather Dreamer Stingo. I do know about the Shredder bots, but I always feel just so bad. I wouldn't say poor growing up, but it was very tight, and so it's like same thing with food. Like my kids leave it around, I'll eat it because I'm just like, can't let that go to waste, and I'd rather have somebody getting it, whether it's free or not. We'll see. All right, in we go. I don't think we're going to live to see another attack phase, but I don't want to waste the Howlpack for that either. So. Yeah, these forests are going to be pretty hard to beat. They're kind of my go-to. There's only 2 that I really like to go through. It's just neat, though, especially with lands, to just get stuff, the 4 of everything that you like. If I had just a lot of time. What am I talking about? We all have a lot of time right now. I should be doing it right now. I'm just a lazy bastard. But so like any list you import, you just have to do that. I hate how you have to right click and import and update it from your collection. It's like, come on, can't you just figure that out? So there's a tip just for Pauperganda viewers. One of the free bots lets you shred cards, 1-for-1 trades with the cards in the free bot. Oh, nice. Very nice. All right. Hey, we got another attack phase. Or did we? Let's see. He might have us here. Okay, well, we can do that. Let's attack. I don't think we got nothing here. The Celestia build that I've been wanting to try out, though, I was, with the Ephemerate on the Pilgrim to give +1/1 counters, or to, proliferate. There was ways to kill it, too, and then drop Hunger of the Howlpack. That'd be pretty sweet. Turn that unwanted swamp into an unwanted trash common. These are good pieces of advice. So there's 6. Oh, do we got it? Do we got it? We'll go to 7 here. We'll have to pay 2. He might fire blast us. Hey, at least it's dramatic, right? Get a little drum roll. Sorry, shaking the camera here. Better not do that. It probably sounds like crap. All right. Blight Mamba for the win. What's he doing this to? Me? And he's floating 1 red? Oh. All right. Death on the stack. Oh, all right. So we're 1 and 1. I'll write this stuff down. Burn. It's so confusing playing White Weenie because you write WW. But if you did WW, it's confusing. All right. So my problem with Lotus Petals, I love them, but I'm too aggro of a player, maybe a bad player. I don't know. Especially when tournaments aren't on the line, I tend to just go, yeah, let's see what happens. And I go all in, and then I'm mana screwed, and then I lose. So as a disciplinary action, I tend to, I'd rather have the permanent out there as opposed to the fast start. Yes, you can back it up with Blessing and Vines. These are the points of purchase. All right. All right, let's see how we do here. You got it, Snogglesworth. I got to know where'd that name come from. It's one of my favorite pastimes of Pauperganda, is getting to ask people how they got their name. We have life. We only have 1 mana. I don't know about this. I'm going to mulligan this. All right. This feels a little bit better. We'll keep this. We have to put something back. Yeah, dang it. Rotwolf. Might not ever get there. We'll see. Alrighty. Oh, this'll... that feels good. Okay, we'll bring this out. Misplay there. I should have played Lotus Petal. In theory. I mean, I wouldn't trip it for a Vines on an Augur, but a little bit better odds to go the other way there. If you hear that banging outside, that's my neighbors dropping about 300 pounds on the ground. These dudes are gigantic. Good to have in the neighborhood. Need help moving furniture? Ask them. I'm getting too old for this. Okay. Well, we've got the Mamba with backup. And yes, I have killed people with Augur before. It's very fun. Keep in mind, this does not have Defender. And with this many boosts, a lot of times people will get really willy-nilly with their life total. And you can come out swinging and actually get them. I will defend this once with Vines. In the meantime, I'm going to put it on a Rancor while we're safe, or at least relatively safe, unless he wants to go all in with a Fire Blast. We shall see. Oh, and another big super props to, hopefully, I'm sure a lot of you were tuning in to see the new Cycle Storm deck from the genius Caleb Gannon. Doesn't need any help, but I'm here to help him nonetheless, because his brews, they're always Storm-inspired, but hey, they're awesome. And that Drannith Stinger that I didn't even think would see play, man, I've lost to that a few times. And even Benevolent Unicorn doesn't help. Ouch! Down comes that. We can't even get out of this. If he's got 3, this is just almost game over. But, so why are you not playing that, Deluxe? It's the deck of the week. Well, everybody's playing it. That's one of the reasons. And the other reason is I really suck at playing it. I've tried. All my instincts are like the opposite. And then I tried to play as the opposite, and I still didn't do very good. So, all right, well, there's not much we can do here with this, so we'll just lick our wounds and pick up Rancor and go from that. If you've watched the very top of Pauperganda, you'll see the Rancor guy say, Pauperganda. That was my mouth keyed out, and I remember cutting out the mouth there and then matching this green onto my skin. In the old days, you would have had to use makeup, but Adobe and all their products, they have some pretty neat little tricks to get around that. But neat little side fact for you. As here we go. It's a Lotus Petal. If that was a land, I don't know. Have a few more options. Not the explosiveness, though. My cousin started calling me Snog, says Snogglesworth, and it evolved into Snidge and then Snogglesworth. Oh, usually nicknames do the opposite. They start long and then they get dumbed down into just like a couple syllables, but that's pretty cool. In the 80s, there was a cartoon, the Thundercats, and my kids just laughed one day when I said the word Snarf. They thought that was one of the funniest names, which was like this weird cat creature worrywart that was on the show. And all they said was like his name over and over again. So pretty ridiculous cartoon overall. But I don't know why I thought of it, but it sounds a little bit like Snoggle. Snarf. All right. Do we go all in? Yeah, what's it for? Let's go. Let's smash hard. Whambo. Does he got the fire blast? We know he does. Is he going to go all in with it? I should be chopping these off here. Not playing very optimally as I try to tell my stories. Booyah! Down comes the fire blast. Okay. Well, we're up against it. Oh, yeah. That's, man, I have been told, I don't know, 30 times this year to watch Rick and Morty. I've never seen even a single episode. Everybody tells me it's going to be my favorite thing ever. I have a lot of time. All right, well, good for a little fight. He's nibbling us apart. We've got a needle drop in hand, and everything else is a mystery. That hunger just never quite seems to be in the right spot. I'm going to go for it. They're taking a shock a turn. Needle drop back up. This guy's probably not going to live very long, but I'm going to take my L try and get him. It'd really be so cool if there was some... I've thought of playing the Wild Cantor, which sacrificed for any mana to trip the hunger of the Howlpack. But again, you're getting into that cutesy realm where you're fixing mana. We can't save that, so we'll let it go. You're fixing so much of your deck to do this one trick, and in the end, it's better to just usually go with like a James build here where you just smash face. And if they've got all the answers, then they've got all the answers. But sometimes I get a little bit too obsessed with having the aha to the aha, like one of those old 80s cartoons, and they keep pulling out bigger tricks. Sometimes you just have to go back to my very first piece of advice: be the problem. I didn't realize, but Littlefoot's using the Minium lands from Ixalan. Yeah, he's always mixing things up to irritate me. Surprised he's not playing white bordered ones to really give me that extra little bit of burn. Oh, God, white borders are the worst. Don't get me started. All right, looks like James Bill going to go 1-1 here. No thanks to me. Burn can be rough. Will really be nice if we draw some of our life gain. We have some. There's one card in his hand. We've already seen this go through. We're at 6. What's this dude? He sacrifices. All right. Well, gonna go all in. Outside of an Electrickery, we can't really protect the Mamba till next turn. Nor do we want to. We haven't even infected him, so this is feeling a little embarrassing against the burn matchup. Whereas, I'm not saying my build's better of the new one I've been working on, but you can hoard, wait for him to drop out, and then outside of a Fire Blast, you can go in for the win in one swing. Plays a lot more like, what am I saying? Not Infect Fling, but Affinity with Fling. So, yeah. All right. Infect shows are always a little bit faster, too, so that's good times. All right. Well, we don't have much options here. I think we just attack here and don't do much of anything. We drop the elf, hoping that he doesn't have Electrickery and that we can maybe do something with hunger if he triggers one of them. I've only got one more turn left here, so gotta kind of go. Oh, God, I hate that play. All right. Well, I'd rather keep this dude alive. Let me, we die on upkeep. Obviously, if we had more life, we'd want to mutagenic this, wait for damage, and then put Hunger of the Howlpack on it. But we can't do any of that. So, in case he has another one. Well, if he does, he'll just use it here. So, I'm just going to put this on here. Oops. That got ugly. The stack. Ah! Why doesn't he just hit us? Okay. I think he zigged when he should have zagged there, but we're still dead on upkeep. Good game, my friend. And with that, we're going to go roll to see Conan O'Brien from the old days in one of the funniest skits ever that we put into an MTG frame called Wiki Bear. So good games, my friend. We'll be back right after a few bathroom breaks. Not a few. One and some coffee refill. Be right back, guys.
Hello, I'm Wiki Bear. What's your name?
Conan O'Brien.
Conan Christopher O'Brien, American talk show host who once made an uncredited cameo appearance in an episode of How I Met Your Mother?
Wow. Yeah, that's a kind of an unknown fact. I'm surprised you knew that.
I can answer any question you have. I'm Wiki Bear.
Okay. All right, here's a question. What children's character has a cat named Custard and a horse named Honey Pie?
Checking now. The answer is Strawberry Shortcake, who actually started out as a greeting card illustration in 1977. Yay!
Wow. I didn't know that. That's very interesting.
You know what's even sweeter than Strawberry Shortcake? The Boston Molasses Disaster of 1919. When an exploding storage tank caused 2 million gallons of sweet, sticky molasses to flood the streets and kill more than 20 people and their horses. Giddy up!
Yes, I am aware that did happen. That was a terrible tragedy, but I don't think kids want to hear about that.
Many people tried to flee but became ensnared in the molasses and drowned.
Yeah,
Glug, glug.
I don't think that's something kids want to hear about.
Imagine gasping for air only to have your lungs fill up with thick, sugary syrup. Yum, yum.
No, not yum, yum.
What a sweet, sweet death.
No. Okay, let's change the subject, Wiki Bear, okay, to something really nice and happy. Who wrote the famous children's book, Good Night Moon?
Margaret Wise Brown wrote Goodnight Moon in 1947. In this classic bedtime story, a little bunny says goodnight to everything he sees in his bedroom. Yay!
Okay, that is absolutely right. My kids love that book.
Conan, you know who didn't have a good night? The late R&B singer Johnny Ace, who back in 1954 accidentally shot himself in the face with his own gun. Kablammy!
Okay, I didn't know about that. No, I didn't.
One witness said Johnny was drunk and playing with his pistol. His last words were, "Gun's not loaded, see?" But the only thing Johnny's friends saw were his brains exiting his skull. I'm Wiki Bear.
Okay, no. I don't want to hear. That's not a good.
Boom. I've heard of an ace in the hole, but this was a real hole in the ace.
Oh no!
That's wordplay. Deal with it.
Okay. No ad-libbing, Wiki Bear. Look, we really need to find a subject that's more suitable for children, and I think I've got just the one. What well-respected actor and star of films like The Notebook used to be part of the Mickey Mouse Club?
That's easy. Ryan Gosling. In just a few years, he went from Disney cutie pie to handsome Hollywood heartthrob. Swoon.
Okay, absolutely correct. Thank you, Wiki Bear.
And speaking of throbbing hearts, did you know the ancient Aztecs performed human sacrifices by ripping out the still beating hearts of their victims? Ay caramba.
Okay, yeah, again, let's not talk about that. That's something kids
During the reconsecration of their Great Pyramid in 1487, up to 80,000 people were sacrificed in just 4 days. Talk about a can-do spirit. Hats off and hearts out to them.
Okay, don't say hearts out. That's ridiculous. No, that's good.
Why do we age Pauper brews twice as long as the guilds require? Because what's a couple more turns when you have 5 generations looking over your shoulder? Don't even think about it.
available at Moros's Market. And we're back. All right, so all refilled and ready to go. Show you the new one. We'll probably try to play 3 of these out here. Everybody's seen the other build, so we'll go from here and show off this. If you missed the top of the show and the breakdown of this, what this tries to do is play a traditional Infect shell with as much flexibility as you can get in the mana base outside of a little awkward beginning. Usually you don't really feel the tempo lost in lands. 2 Lotus Petals are fine to include here. Maybe take out 2 forests, add 2 Lotus Petals. I found that I really just like the consistent land count. But a lot of standard players here, the big note is that we're using Reckless Charge. This is like having 8 Giant Growths with haste. It's insane. It flashes back. It's crazy. And Soul's Fire as the super surprise element, even if you're getting locked out with like a Stonehorn Dignitary, Foglock, things like that. So anyway, yeah, man, those are good matchups for the fight. So we'll jump on over here and I'll set this up. Let's see. We're going to change the deck. Go from here and where would I call it Infect Experiments, and we'll see what happens here. My little note, no MVC, please. Not out of fear, just out of efficiency, I tell you. All right, so we'll see how this goes. Duan Navarro 14. Here we go. Let's see what happens. Hopefully, I can see some consistent mana and some nice aggressive, explosive moves. So we've only got 1. We have 20 lands, a third of our deck, but we're getting mana screwed here. So we're going to throw this back. Not much to think about. Rotwolf's got some pretty cool artwork there. That'd be pretty terrifying to see that come through the mist. All right, I'll mulligan this. All right, now we've got our mana, and we'll keep this. Boop. And really like this for the surprise value, so I'll put back a forest. We do run 20. Doesn't show these first 2, right? Rhaegar, NV. It's intensive to play Infect during the pandemic. Is it insensitive? Well, I've never been called a sensitive person in my life, so I'm right on par. And we're battling Infect. That's right. It's the disinfectant show, I tell you. That was a good one, little fight. All right, here we go. Look, what's almost as bad as Mono Black? Pestilence, which looks like might be what we're up against. But, oh, that's even worse. Boy, this couldn't start much worse here. Let's see what happens. We'll lead with this. Not quite sure if we just put out a sacrificial lamb or not. I think we're just going to hold on, knowing that we've got 18 more lands left. Okay. I was weirded out because I went out to get some more coffee and my family was watching me on the TV. I was like, why do I hear myself? I was like, what are you guys doing? My youngest Aaron loves Magic so much that I think he's chomping at the bit to wait for me to be done with the show and do this. So, all right. Well, I'm going to throw this out there and we'll bring out the mana. And I've got to get rid of that Fume Spitter. So we'll see. Maybe he'll use an Edict, maybe not, but next turn we can at least come at him with the Myr with 4 and then Apostle's backup. Might be able to drop the Wolf. Who knows? I don't think so. I think he said his name was the same, so I think this is just another player. Judging from Snugglesworth's card inquiries earlier, I don't think he'd have access to some of these. So, Disinfect. This creature deals damage to creatures in the form +1/+1 counters, energy counters. Nice, Dreamer Stingo. Be a pretty cool one. Yes. I've always loved Infect because it just breaks so many rules in Pauper. Nice patient play by our opponent. Coming through for some damage first. I have a PhD in magic. Nice. Alright. Down they go. They're dead. Let's see what else we got here. As it sits now, we can come over with Ichorclaw with Apostle's backup. I respect that, playing those main. That's pretty cool. What's better than that, though, is probably... You know what? I'm going to chill on that. Ideally, you think like, well, we could run with Rotwolf. He's probably got removal, and I just want to have insurance in our Ichorclaw, and this way we've got it. So, out of the blue, we've got crazy amounts of death coming their way. And hey, Reckless Charge comes back. So it's like drawing a card kind of for Infect. What does Infect want to do? It wants to draw boosting cards. And yeah, we've only got 3, but it kind of works like Boros Bully in a weird sort of way where, hey, well, we'll just bring it back. For your card investment, I should say. Oh. Yeah, that's I'm telling you. There's so many times I'll look at the board and I'll be careful because this happens to me a lot. In fact, it happened to my son just the last week. I forget the scenario, but he had the win if he just saw it. And the same thing happens. Sometimes I'll have Soul's Fire, and you want to have that trick happen so bad that sometimes you'll just forget the way out of it. So, okay. Well, I don't know if it's worth burning a blessing here, because then he just trips it again if he doesn't know the control trick with the Crypt Rats. If you're new to Pauperganda or Crypt Rats Online, hold down Control, activate, and you can do it multiple steps, and it triggers multiple times. So good with Unearth, yes. Yeah, I know a little bit about this card. Son's always giving me a hard time. It's like, hey, Dad, what would you do if you could play a black deck with, not a black deck, but you can play any card in Magic's history. It's like, well, I'd start with 4 Crypt Rats. He's like, come on. You can't be doing that. All right, so now we have double that. This is interesting. I'm going to try it. We'll end up taking about 5, 6 here. Going to need some gut shots. Probably. Swallowed funny, sorry about that. All right, well, we're not going to need this, but I'll keep the threat open anyway. We'll rock like this and say black. See if he wants to do it again. Hopefully they don't have an Earth. So he's triggering it for 0. That's nice. Pay attention to the text. I'm an old sea dog. I'm not going to fall for that. Maybe I would. All right. Now we'll bring this in for black. It'll be quite a victory if we can beat a Pestilence-style deck with so much hate so far. We'll open up green just in case, make them think we've got Vines of Vastwood or something like that. So, yeah, I guess we'll just call black again. Guess I could go white. Who knows? Come on in for 3. I thought we had already infected him, but Reckless Charge does a lot of things, but it does not give trample. Soul Ring, though, says Soshi. Oh, yeah. Back to the card of anything. This is good points. So as the game goes further, what do you do with extra mana? Well, Reckless Charge is a nice thing to be able to do stuff with. If you ever top deck anything. Stinkweed Imp showing up. All right. I'm just going to have to blast through that. I kind of wish the Rot Wolf could take care of it, at least replace itself here. But I'm not going to live in fear. 1, 2, 3. So if we go in with the... you know what? That might be the better play. If I Reckless Charge at 6, if he blocks, it's going to... He'll be at 1. I think the play here... I'm going to just drop the wolf. Drop the wolf. Drop the wolf. I'm always about bad music crescendos here. Truly surprised Soul Ring hasn't made it to Pauper at this point. Oh my god, little fight. I think everybody played Pauper if that was the thing. I think the format needs to be faster. That'd be pretty ridiculous. Alright, smashing on through. We're not afraid. Babies are afraid. Alright, here we go. Stinkweed Imp, smashing. Rancor doing some work. I'm going to go for it. Let's go. All right. They don't have any instants. Let's see what we can do here. Oh, yeah. 5 Chainers. Ragnar Envy. You feel my pain. Yeah. It's all Chainer's Edicts all the time. That's one of the things, I was just very focused on Infect this week, and every matchup I was just like, really? Mono black control again? I'm like, no offense to the deck. I think it actually is better than the league results play, because I know on Pauper Classic Tuesdays does very well, but it's just very overrepresented in the tournament practice room to the point where I'm like, you know what? I know this isn't that great against mono black. I need to test it against everything else. So please don't play it. But iterations of black, that's fine. Chimsky. The problem I have with aggro decks is that feeling powerless and hellbent, even when faster decks are playing more mid-rangey. Yeah, it's one of the reasons I love Infect so much. Now check this out. Outside of a, what's the card? Snuff Out. We're good here. They're at 6. We're going to just, 3's going to get through. And now Reckless Charge. We don't need to get too greedy. We'll just make it 9. Look at that. We just drew a card without drawing a card. Who knew green could do that? Smashing on in. So with the ratio to where it's at right now, I find that this has the same speed of Infect and then it has all the upsides of the other colors. So that's why I'm really liking it. That being said, we'll probably lose the next 2 games. I mean, they're going to bring in a lot of hate. We've already seen a lot of hate. Seen Crypt Rats, Fume Spitter, Stinkweed Imp twice. But 4 is going to get through, and it's just enough. And we're going to draw cards, not that it matters, but what to do? If it's so good, why do they only run 1 copy in Vintage? So, what card are we talking about here? All right. Well, a lot of stuff's going to die, so we probably bring in the Corpse Curs here. Soul's Fire is interesting. I like to keep 1 in here against white decks just in case they have a random, what's the card? Standard Bearer. Speaking of Standard Bearer, I'm going to bring in 2 of these. Actually, I'm not. I'm going to bring in 1 Longbow. If we get locked out, we can at least start powering those up. We can also use the Longbow to hit Stinkweed Imp so that it can't kill us, because a 0/1 Death Touch, I know it doesn't have Death Touch, but the way the Stinkweed Imp's worded has to do damage for that to happen. So I don't really want to get 2 for 1 here. Rancor is nice, but I think we can live without 1 of them. I'm going to lose 1 Rot Wolf. We've got these guys here. Blight Mamba I'm actually going to lose here. I know we're losing some creatures here. We've brought in 2 Corpse Curs. Mambas, I've often thought about running those 3 main just because on your second turn, unless you're going against like White Weenie, it's usually not something you want to be doing. All right, so we've got defense. We've got the Surprise and Soul's Fire. We still got our Reckless Charge plan. We've got Viridian Longbow and Soul's Fire as really our only way to deal with a Standard Bearer. We probably want to go a little bit higher than that. I'll bring in 1 more Gut Shot. And if we see it, then I'll bring in the other ones. If not, I'm going to roll like this. So Death Punch. I love Dreamer Stango. That's an awesome name. Oh, yeah. Death Punch. I was thinking that'd be a good name for this deck, but maybe I'll just name this deck Clorox. Got to come up with some cool name. Yeah, I just named it Experiment because I keep moving things around. If you look at Delver Red from, it's very popular online. And it's pretty much an all-blue deck with a splash of red. And I use the same mana base, but then I added just 2 more just to really, really make the consistency go through the roof. And because lose 2 forests, add 2 Lotus Petals, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It might even be the better play with an explosive deck like this. I just found that I was leaning towards keeping hands that I shouldn't, and it made me a more disciplined player when I didn't do that. So Death Punch sounds like a stupid rock band, says Ragnar NB when you hear it on the radio. Nice. And with 20 lands, this still happens. Isn't that crazy? All right. Well, it's pretty obvious to mulligan that. Oh, my goodness. Mulligan that. You know, we need a little bit of help against these kind of formats. So this one I do like getting flooded. We'll keep this. And it's pretty obvious. We've already got 1 red here. We'll lose this. And I think I'm going to lose the Highlands. Nah. I'll lose this. Done. I was going to lose the Highlands or play the Highlands first, but outside of we might get to rest first turn or second turn because of the hollow play here. So I think the better play here is to just drop that Longbow and hope for the best. All right, that's cool. Drop the Longbow. That way, if they've got a Standard Bearer, they'll be like, hey, wait a minute. Or, you know, they might have the Kami of the False Hope lock, right? Somebody could bring that up in chat, one of my co-pilots. I'd appreciate it. Kami of the False Hope is kind of like a white Spore Frog. Kind of nothing. It is. So our Ichorclaw Myr is going to not live very long. But yeah, a lot of times they can run sort of a spirit recursion engine here and keep you kind of out of attacking. So we've got options in that. Well, I'm just going to put out a Sacrificial Lamb here. play this, get our mana right, and really rely on Ichorclaw to go all the way next turn. Here we are. So hopefully you guys like this build. Like I said, I can't really run up against anything swamp-based in it. If it wins, it's like, hooray! We won one there. Reasons to play Infect. You don't really have to worry about the graveyard much, because it's the epitome of being the problem. Looks like a TE strategy we're going up against here that just didn't find TE the first time. So here we go with this. We'll open up our yard here. I said we'll open up our yard here. There we go. We'll keep things clean. Now, how cool would it be to grab a Reckless Charge here, right? There's always that explosiveness that's available. Well, I'm going to do this, and we can at least lean on Rancor next turn. Tell you, Ichorclaw Myr, that is a lot of card for a common with Infect. I remember the first time I attacked my son with it, showing him how Infect works. He's like, that's a common? And I was like, yep. There's a lot of scenarios, too, when Rancor's on it, and it's towards the end of the game. It's like, well, if you block, you're really dead. Because of that boosting trample ability. Just happened the other day. Got him to 9 Infect, but if he would have blocked, it would have been game over. Okay. Fortunately, we're kind of playing another plan here as far as putting stuff in their graveyard. Telling Tree Folk, very underplayed in Pauper. Love that card. Hopefully my son's still watching on the TV in the living room and was like, hey, wait a minute. Check that out. Although I did scold him because he was really not treating the cards very nicely. So I took back all the Pauper cards for temporary time being to learn some respect. And we'll see how that experiment goes. He's a great kid. Here we are. Let's attack. It's a lot. Come on. Let's go. Can we beat a black-based deck 2-0? Doubtful. Just got to be careful to play slow. I play Bug Infect and lean on the green Glistener Elf Plague Stinger. Yes! And Blighted Agent for the evasion. Yeah, the first deck I showed, the one that I based this on, really love Blighted Agent. Yeah, it does feel dirty to have it on an uncommon. That's why I really like Treetop Bracers. If you could bring that up a little, I'd appreciate it. If you go mono green and you're so tired of like getting to that 5 or 6 Infect count and then you're just dead. You can't push through. Treetop Bracers is nasty. I've had a few 5-0s with lists with that, and I've even run them main sometimes depending on the metagame. And it gets you out of electricity trouble just naturally. Beautiful card. Look at my treetop, brah. All right. I feel like we've only got another turn or two, and then the S is going to really hit the fan. Meaning the splice. Ah, dang it. All right. Well, we've got an answer. I really want to draw a land here. I think we'll trip him because he doesn't have access to... there we go. Cool. I like that. I'm going to smash in here. Let's go. Problem with this play is if he triple blocks, the onus is on me to do something about it. But I just want that Spore Frog to be gone. If you can find a way to recur it, cool. I'll start longbowing him. That's going to take forever, and we're probably not going to win that one as it sits right now. Okay. Well, that makes things really easy. We have Bow back up so that the Fume Spitter at least doesn't get us in one turn. Put this on just in case. If he starts being able to recur the Spore Frog, he's only got 7 turns left, which is probably enough. But alrighty. Dust Corona, that's another one I like. Good job, Dreamer Stingo. Yep. It makes sense too. It's like what the card does, and you figure what a battlefield would look like if it was real dusty. Love it. Commune with the Gods, one of the better cards in Pauper. So good. Poor flyers are looking up at this just dirty landscape. They're like, where's the battle? I can't see nothing to block. I love when card design and theory go all together like that. It's very cool. Yeah, it doesn't take too long for me to play an Infect deck. If you watch this show for like 3 months, I'll probably play it twice. Some version of it. It's no secret. Easily my favorite. Like I say all the time, it just breaks so many rules. There's so many locks in Pauper, and they all have to do with life gain or fogs. And it just gets around almost all of the problems. I should be paying a little bit more attention to what's going on here. Oh, Crypt Rat's going to do some work. Yeah, Vines isn't going to be good against that. Well, I'm going to play like I've got it, and then I'm going to say, all right, I won't fall for that. Then maybe he won't do it. It's pretty rare. Maybe he'll drop a Fume Spitter, and it'll buy us a turn. Well, Navarro is pretty tricky with the 0 activation on Crypt Rats. All right. Nothing we can do against that. Boink. Here we go. No, Ragnar, that is my second Coke Zero at 10 a.m. after about 6 cups of coffee. So, guilty. There was one guy when I was working at Disney that had me beat at coffee consumption. All right. Where were you last turn, Seal of Strength? Thanks a lot. Yeah, Nimchimsky's spilling some truth. Play slow with rats. There's a lot of tricks to that little card. About as many tricks as there are rats in the artwork. It's okay. My Crypt Rat's artwork is better from Visions. That just feels gritty and cool and, well, like you're in a crypt. All right, so we won the first one, I believe. Is this? Yeah, that's why I have a longbow out. We'll call it just pest. Oh, no, this is a TE, I guess. The longer this game goes, worse it bears for us. I think they're really giving us a lot of respect after seeing the... that's another thing. This deck will stay alive a little bit longer than traditional Infect because... Why aren't they attacking? Well, because they know a Reckless Charge can just end it very quickly, especially with Seal of Strength out there. Let's do some math. Every Infect creature minus the Rotwolf is a 1-1. The Reckless Charge makes it a 4-1. Seal, 7. Any other spell, boom, you're dead. Okay, Longbow's probably dead. Alrighty. That's a good point, Dreamer Stingo, yeah. Alright, so he has a blocker out. I don't know why I attacked with 2. I would have just done 1 with the Exalted trigger, but who knows? Maybe they haven't had enough coffee this morning, too. I never have enough. Yeah, Pride Mage is so awesome. All right, well, we've got our goods. We just need some stuff to go our way. We can feign a little charity over here and act like we're limping, which we are. But one of the other good things is as the game goes along, Glistener Elf is terrible. It's definitely the worst card, given the curve and everything. But in this build... It actually can kind of be a superior draw because you can do so much. Tripping a Vines, adding a Rancor, Reckless Charge, and slapping the Seal. Slapping the Seal. There you go. I don't mean to upset any PETA people. I just mean the Seal of Strength, not an actual seal. Ground Scale. And again, card that you would just cringe if you were worried about life. We don't care. Heck, put a few zeros after that 21. Slap the Seal. Slap the Seal. You gotta slap the Seal. All right. Hey. Ooh, that's getting explosive. I got the goods. Just no creatures wearing the hoods. Let's go. Come on, come on. Get greedy, get greedy. Double Spore Frog in the yard. That's cruel and good. Keep back Pride Mage. You can get rid of that longbow after I paid 3 for it. So, Elvish expression meaning win with infect damage. Slap the Seal. Oh, man. Oh, boy. Are we dead next turn? 2, 4, 6, 7. We are. We need a creature right now. Uh-oh. God, I hope he doesn't grab the Seal. I mean the Spore Frog. Elvish expression. I still like Disinfectant. It's the Disinfect show. Of course, that would be like, I guess, what our opponent's playing. Our last few opponents, really. Just TE, Pestilence. All right. I don't think we're going to be able to do much here. Let's see what he's doing here. Grave Scrabbler. TE is one of those decks, just like Tron. If you see it in real life, you are in trouble. Very valid strategy with both those listed to just time them out in a tournament. Make sure to make them go through all of the clicking and they get arthritis and everything else. But yeah, Spore Frog's just the game over here. We've got a lot of tricks in this, but Insta Fog is going to shut off the charge scenario. But I want to see what we're going to draw anyway. It might make for some nice shenanigans. Don't worry, this is water this time. Got to water down the caffeine. All right, so we're dead. Boink, he didn't even play it. That would have been cool if we had it. Oh, he didn't bring it back. I forgot what he brought back. I guess we could have opened up the thing and saw. All right, so we're 1-1 against that. Let me use the restroom. I'll be right back. Think it over. Right, we're back. Quick, while Deluxe replace one of his lands with white borders. Oh, you cruel bastards. All right. I'm thinking Soulsfire might be even better here. I'm not sure Corpse Cur is going to do too much work here. I think if it gets to that stage where we've lost. So let's bring in Soulsfire and maybe the Mamba. We just want speed here. Yeah. Gut shot's a nice. I'm going to keep that one gut shot in. I do like it just for the end of turn so we don't just get locked out by a fume spitter. Where's the beer? I drank it all yesterday, darn it. All right. Here we go. Game 3. Not supposed to even have one here, but we'll see what we can do. All right. Well, I'm going to lead off with a... Actually, I think I'm going to lead off with a forest. We'll keep this. We haven't seen too much hand manipulation here. Maybe a Mesmeric Fiends in our future, but outside of a Raven's Crime, I don't think we have too much to worry about. I know I've told this maybe once in all of Pauperganda's history, which is like 4 or 5 years now. But when my oldest was a baby, remember we went to the pediatrician, my wife and I had a Red Bull in the morning. And it was brand new. Nobody knew about it. It wasn't even on TV yet. And I really liked them. And she just kind of looked at me like, starting kind of early, huh? And I was like, wait, no. This isn't a beer. This is an energy drink. All right. Come on. Let's see. Where we got? All right. We'll say okay to this. And actually, I think I'm going to just go like this and thin out our land. I'm not going to play this on turn 2. We're going to go for the surprise value. So we can drop Highlands next, depending on what we draw. And I think to keep him off of our trail, I'm going to just... Well, you know, he knows we're already on Reckless Charge. If I cycle, this guy's smart enough already from the Crypt Rats play there that I think we're just going to go get a mountain here. I was going to say forest, but I was like, that's... Magic players are pretty smart. Don't think that's going to go our way here. We'll drop here in case he's got some sort of Chittering Rats effect. I don't know of any yet too, but it could happen. I'll try to play appropriately, and we'll do the Ash Barrens trick for another forest, and then our mana is going to be really good. I just hope that we don't see really anything happen here. Okay, that's good times. This is one of those decks which definitely have the game log open. Thought Picker Witch. Oof, boy, I hate that thing. Deadweight. Nasty. All right. Well, before things get too crazy, we'll cycle this. Go get this. Our mana's feeling good. Now, keep in mind, if this was mono green, we'd still be playing like this. We might have put this out there, but might have been eaten by a deadweight too. This way we're kind of guaranteed some damage here. All right, well, we've got quite a few targets here. I'm going to, yeah, I think I'll lead off with Ichorclaw, and we'll just reckless charge it. Get him for almost half of his life. Now with the mana being a little bit flooded on our end, we're able to bring that back and have the threat of it in our yard, so there's quite a bit to worry about. Ichorclaw is easily my favorite in the deck, even over Rotwolf, and the efficiency and the mistakes that it incurs. Very cool. All right, Tortured Existence showing up. We don't really have a Spore Frog to worry about yet in the yard, but Thought Picker Witch can really ruin a day. Ouch! That little jerk showed up just now. Well, there's that. Our reckless charge isn't going to be doing too much charging here. Hey, look at that. That's kind of cool feeling, right? End of turn, we can do that. Once he brings it back, unless they're ghosting us, we'll feel pretty good about this. Curious here. I think the play's Rotwolf because we can always reckless this next turn. I'll bring this out. Give us some options. Thank God for Gut Shot. And in this build, you don't have to use the pain mana. Let's keep in mind we can just pay for it. I have thought about playing Electrickery. I think it's a little greedy. Scenarios like this, and even, you know, if you want to go crazy, heck, play some Scred. But I just think that's not what the deck's about. We're just trying to get some damage through here. So, hey, chat, keep up with me, baby. That's all I know if my feed's still working or not. If I see the chitter chatter going back and forth. All right, so he is using this. He is grabbing the Spore Frog. Hearth Charm. Yes, I have tried it many a times. The card that almost made the list was Samut Spirit, I think. It's 1 red. I think it scries. It gives haste. It gives a boost. It's a lot of card. Very cool. All right. Elder shows up. Hey, Mackenzie's in the house. Testing, attention please. Okay, we've got the answer here. For only 1 turn though, will it be enough? I think it will be. Just wish I could draw Rancor for this or this. It's going to be frustrating for Sakura to just eat it like that, but we'll see. Let's do this at the end of turn and save our life. Boink. Take that, Spore Froggy. Note to self, if we go to game 4, which I don't know how that's possible, I guess a Pestilence trick, I'm going to bring in about 2 more Gut Shots because Fume Spitter and Spore Frog in this build is really doing some work. Woohoo! Look at this. All right. Well, that's interesting. Oh, 1 more mana and we'd have some really fun times with... we can save this. Question here is... do we charge over with the other one? Because I kind of want this... I mean, he's going to block here. Play this. You know what though? If I do it on the Rotwolf, he'll block it. Oh, it doesn't do damage that way. Never mind. We'll just rock like this. That's the one. Yeah, I've thought about playing that card. There's also there's redundancy in Hammerhind and the Cartouche of Zeal, I think it is. It's off the top of my head. Sorry if I'm screwing these up. And you can play 8 of something that just can't block, so there might be a neat new angle there. You know, you never know. God, I wish that had trample. Got him at 7. If he blocks anything or we get any sort of boost, we're going to be able to have a nice surprise kill. Unless something goes down here. But for right now, feeling all right. He's probably going to eat up a lot of his turn to get the Spore Frog safety back. And again, depending on the turn, we can wait a turn and Souls Fire the Spore Frog. But at 7, it's a little too tempting to see if we can't push through for damage here. Cartouche of Zeal. That's it. Anti-spam. Try again later. What's that? Slap the Zeal. Yeah, all right, all right. Brownie points. Doesn't quite have the same zing, but you could hide it in the lyric sheet of the Pauper album, right? Be one of those 10 years later people like, I thought it said seal every time. No, they've dug real deep. And they got some Izzet mages on those lyrics. Woo! Inventing all kinds of goods. Again, thanks for joining me on this Saturday of Pauperganda. Trying all we can do with Infect. Seeing what the goods are here. Grave Scrabbler showing up, doing some work. I like this new artwork. See, I just like that setting. That'd be a cool place to just hang out, play some Magic. Nice and dark, little lantern, keep the mosquitoes away. Good times. I was dropped as a child. Spooky things seemed very natural and normal to me. All right. Hey, all right. Well, that makes our work a little bit easier. Maybe I'll attack and he can block the Myr, and that'll spell his doom. We'll see. We've at least got some options here. I'm going to attack. Let's see what happens here. Dead guy's hand on your shoulder. Not so much the dead guy thing. I just like the macabre nature view. So we've got some options here. If he gets real greedy and thinks that the one Spore Frog's enough. See if... what's neat is if so many times somebody will block the Myr here, and it goes to 3, they're at 7. Boing! If Souls fire, they're dead. I got you, little fight. Thank you, my friend. How's work going, buddy? I haven't seen you in forever. All right, looks like they are getting a little greedy here. We might be able, the right play here, if he taps out, might be nothing. If he taps out, we're going to be able to throw the Souls Fire at the Spore Frog and then just do the rest of the damage, because otherwise there's no real line there. Busier and getting busier. Dang. I remember what that's like. It feels like April 97th here to me. Okay, he's going all in with this. Let's see. A swamp does nothing. I think we've got this game, and this is a perfect scenario. This is a game where traditional Infect could not win. I guess you could argue if you had so we'll say. So he might have a something spell, but we've got Blessing. So I'm going to say this one will deal damage to this. We'll pay this. We'll shoot it, and we get to draw a card because of that. And this should be over. But this is where traditional Infect would lose. Hey, all right. It wins. Woohoo! All right. I'll just jump on into the next one here. Oh, wait a minute. Snugglesworth, are you ready? If you want to just challenge me, that'd probably be the easiest way to avoid any sort of error. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, that Rotwolf goes a long way, but you never know. That could be the key win. But hopefully that showcases to you we're not really slowing down the deck at all. I guess there's scenarios where it could happen, but for the most part, you're not, and you're just getting all upside. Whereas I think the first build that I was talking about, my Deluxe Infect, went so all in because of the Arkham's Astrolabe hangover that I had, and being able to play every color and hitting people with the newness. When in fact, it was Blighted Agent and Reckless Charge were the key elements of the surprise, aha, sort of thing. As we saw there, it's pretty cool. How do you challenge? All right, Snugglesworth. Well, there you go. All right, so I think I've got these up and we'll go with Infect Experiments. If you don't want to see that again, we'll hit from here. There we go. Going up against Snugglesworth. Snarf. We will play. We've got a good hand. So again, first turn this. A little bit. Hiccup there. We'll keep. We get a little flooded on creatures. We're going to... we can play them a little more willy-nilly. There we go. This is the kind of scenario, if you draw an Ash Barrens, you can just play it. I've had 1 or 2 burn matchups where that Rugged Highlands really does some work. Like, ooh, Tron, boy. Now, I said don't be biased, but don't be biased against yourself. Yowza. All right, so speak of the devil, I was just saying it usually doesn't cost you any tempo, but in this scenario, here's a good example of it doing so. What do we get out of it? We get endgame shenanigans and a lot of... unbeatability. Is that a word? It is now. So Gruul Infect, Disinfectant. What should we name this show? Got to come up with some cool title. Only dig on Snogglesworth here as he brings Tron to Pauperganda. Come on. Who can come up with the snazziest name? We got Soulsfire. We got Reckless. Reckless Infect. I better be quiet. I'll probably end up coming up with the... All right. No reason to not play this. We could hit for 7 here and just have lethal next turn, but I'm gonna lead off with this. I'll attack here. I'm gonna save this for just kind of when I'm the infecting Urza. Well, that's when it attacks Urza for right now. Let's see what we have here. Surprise Electricity. We've still got a little bit of defense with the mutagenic call here. If the Myr gets blocked, we're probably looking at a fog scenario here. Reckless Infect. Sounds like a like USA undercover. Everybody's got all these COVID crisis. All right. Well, we've got options. We've got that. Really scared about it. Definitely looks like we're walking into a fog play here. Let's rock like this. Boy. Let's keep them honest. See if they've got any sort of shenanigans here. That's 6. Do we go all in? Let's try it. We'll keep our options open here. Does he got a Moment's Peace main? Let's see. Drum roll. Woo! All right. Let's see. We're going to bring in one of these. Maybe a longbow. Not quite sure. I'm not going to bring in the longbow, and I'll tell you why. Because I saw a tree of tails, and so I think this is that big green using the 5/5, gain 5 life dude, the Marauder, Vanguard Marauder, and those 4/4 dudes that search for other 4/4 dudes, and then probably, unfortunately, Olmog's Crushers. So I'm only going to bring in a Soulsfire here. And maybe lose a Vines or a Blessing. Probably a Blessing. And we're just going to go like that. Just keep it real simple. Just one. All right. Wind of God. Huh? I'm reading backwards. Sorry. I should keep things rolling. Okay. Well, our mana's a bit flooded. But boy, do we got all the options in the world. We've got an aggressive start with a bit of protection. I'll keep this really on the edge here. It's when you wish one of these was a Ash Barrens so you could at least simplify your mana pullability. It'd be funny. Gruul seems so unplayable, and yet maybe this is the answer. I'm really preferring it. You know, like that ram through card. It's like, oh, that's nice. Why not just play something that ends the game, though, for 1 more mana? In Soulsfire. Fling does not work, but Soulsfire does. Give me a... Oh, that's all right. Ooh, this is weird. Yeah, I'm going to play this just in case he's got some sort of trick. I can at least keep it alive. You know, I just put my foot in my mouth, didn't I? Said like, oh, the mana's never clunky. And 2 games in a row where it's like, oh, well, it would have been nice to have a forest there and drop yet another elf. But I'd like to supply backup in the form of Blessing here. There's not too many turns that can pull these little shenanigans of Drago. That'd be a funny skit. The guy from Rocky IV, Ivan Drago, but make him a Drago player. Your turn. It's so unlike him. If anybody plays just like goblins or burn, just smash, if you've seen the movie. All right, something wicked this way comes, and it is a Wretched Grift, which I hate Eldrazi's because they look like artifacts, but they're not, so we can't call artifact and get in through here. Ivan Drago. Well, that'll help. That'll help quite a bit, really. But again, a little clogged here. Should have let off with the other. But I'll play it. I can still defend with the Blessing. We'll go smashing on through. He's almost has to block here. Ivan Drago. That's beautiful. Yeah, you'll never see the movie the same way again, right? You see him as some intellectual thinking things through. Like, well, if I hit Apollo at the left angle of the fourth vertice, I might be able to... Don't look any of that up. It was all false. Here we go. Here we go. Got him at 5. All likelihood, unless we draw land, probably dead next turn. Of course, Prism shows up to save the naked nature of their mana colors. Oh gosh, I don't know what the last Rocky movie was. You know, I was really bored the other day, and I was on Amazon Prime, and I've heard how horrible the last Rambo, I think it's called Last Blood, because the first one was called First Blood. Stallone's a really good writer. I mean, he's got that macho charisma, and so people don't give him, they want to just say like, oh, you can't be smart, but he is. He's a very, very good writer, but not when it comes to that movie. But I heard it was so bad that I had to see it for like that Sharknado effect, and it ended up, it's like a C+. You know, very violent. I mean, horrifically violent. Boy, they're just going all in here, daring us to have it. Let's hope we draw it, because right now we don't have it. But I watched it. Don't regret it. It was way better than people made it. I listen to Joey Diaz's podcast from time to time, and he just made it sound like there was almost nothing to see. But, oh, come on. Why couldn't I have drawn a, you know what there? What am I talking about? Reckless Charge. All right, we'll crash on him for 3 and keep him honest. Wants to use it now. That's cool. Otherwise, we'll drop a wolf. Drop a wolf. I just think the word drop has so much song potential. Drop a wolf. Drop the seal. What was it? Slap the seal. That was it. Kind of a celestial fart. Drop it like it's hot. That's right. Yeah, that podcast came back, Pop It Like It's Hot for like, and then COVID happened, and then it was just crickets from then on. I think I haven't been I don't mean to badmouth anybody. It's hard for me to listen to Pauper podcasts because it just turns into people reading deck lists. If they don't do that, I'm a big fan. I mean, I'm a fan of anything, but all right. I think we got our opponent here. There's the Crusher. My analysis was correct, Captain. Our blessing will do nothing here, but both of our boys get in outside of Unknown Shores. Ooh, that's some pretty artwork on that one. I approve. Very nice. Okay. Oh, all right. We win that one. All right. Off to WikiBear number 2, and we'll come back and play the last game, and we'll see you then with this weird Infect experiments that we're running. Adios.
I can answer any question you have. I'm WikiBear.
Okay, WikiBear, what's the most successful movie ever released in China?
Checking now. The 2014 film Transformers: Age of Extinction has earned over $1.7 billion, making it China's biggest blockbuster ever. Yay!
I wouldn't have guessed that. Thank you, WikiBear.
Speaking of explosive action, the ancient city of Pompeii was completely destroyed by the eruption of Mount Vesuvius, which buried 20,000 Roman citizens under scorching hot ash.
Okay, that's interesting to know.
Imagine being burned alive in a literal hell on earth, with temperatures hot enough to cook a rotisserie chicken. Make mine extra crispy, yay!
Okay. WikiBear, maybe we shouldn't get into the details there for kids. Kids don't want to hear that.
Many of the victims were Roman slaves. What a gruesome end to a miserable life. I'm WikiBear.
All right, well, anyway, WikiBear, thank you.
Now their corpses are on display for gawking tourists, robbed of dignity even in death.
Okay,
Yay!
WikiBear, let's change the subject. Here's another question, okay? When did Disneyland first open?
That's easy. The happiest place on earth opened its doors on July 17th, 1955 in Anaheim, California.
That's exactly right.
And you know who never got to ride Space Mountain? The sailors on the whale ship Essex, which was attacked and sunk by an angry whale in 1820. The starving survivors quickly resorted to cannibalism, using the scalding hot sun to cook their own shipmates' organs. I'm WikiBear.
Okay, we should have just stuck to Disneyland, I think.
The captain even ate his own cousin after promising the boy's mother he'd protect him. Must have been an awkward family reunion, yeah.
Okay, Wiki Bear, that's good. We got it.
That kid went from first mate to first meet.
Okay, Wiki Bear's doing jokes now?
Nettles. They're the worst. Itching, stinging, nefarious nature nastiness. Like Vastwood vines, they constantly irritate your skin. Once infected, you'll see them everywhere. But now, the Sentinel has you covered. A healing, Simic lotion for skin and hands. Hands that feel. Hands that hold, create, and remember. Sentinel's Hand Cream. The Sentinel for your skin.
We've harvested the hottest spices in all the Dominaria. We've delved deep into the forgotten caves of Keldor to bring you the hottest sauce of any plane. Introducing Flame Tongue Hot Sauce. Our thermal alchemists have flame slashed and fire blasted only the most Syrian ingredient to bring a flame to your tongue that causes serious damage. Get tongued. Get Flame Tongue Hot Sauce. Deal 4 damage to any meal.
Available at all fine Sinclair superstores.
And we're back. All right, let's see what we can do here. Yuck, don't like this hand. Don't worry about it. Snugglesworth happens to me all the time. Sometimes the cards just don't go your way. All right, more mulligan than this. The one, ugh, what is going on with our mana here? Darn it. I don't like this either. I'm gonna, 2, 3, mulligan. Yeah, right. Wow, this is weird. All right, so we're gonna throw both of these back. And, man, if we win this one, I've never seen clunkier draws than that. That was really weird. All right. Now it looks like, oh, maybe a wall deck. Maybe the charges were the wrong thing to get rid of. These allow in monocolored decks, though. Apostle's Blessing lets you just go Nova. You can just get through. Okay. Come on. Hey, there's some semblance of normalcy, but we'll just lead off with the Highlands since we don't have a play anyway. And we'll go like this. Arboreal Grazer. They could have at least called it a Sloth. That's pretty cute. Oh boy, Aaron would love that card. I'm surprised he hasn't made an all-cute deck. Probably wouldn't play very cute. He's turned into quite the brewer. I smile ear to ear when I see a lot of his ideas. I have never seen this card before. Oh, duh, because it's new. Mutate. Whenever this creature mutates, search your library for a basic land, put it on the battlefield tap. Yay! This is why I love playing in the Pauperganda this way, because we're just able to see these new things you wouldn't see. Check that out. So now, mutate, it has reach, and it's a 3/4. Not bad for that early of a play. Dang. Cool. And it can attack. That's a nice little perk. Get rid of that 2-for-1. I don't quite remember if mutate's a 2-for-1 if I had like removal right now. Does it kill both of them? I believe it does. It's kind of the drawback of it, but hopefully we can just feign a little, we'll just act like we're kind of limping around here. I don't want to lead off with that really. I'll just smash on through with Reckless Charge next turn. Can't play Reckless Charge unless it's my turn being a sorcery. All right. Boy, they're all in with this new set. Got the new art lands and everything. Oh, I see. But if you kill it now, what happens? This little dude comes out of the woodwork, I would imagine, right? Darn it. One of the most efficient creatures ever made, and some damn good artwork to go along with it. All right. Do I wait even longer? I think I do. I'm just going to keep waiting. We'll call it Patience Infect. Something I'm not known for. don't want to use a Reckless Charge just to smash into an Elder, just so he gets card advantage. I can survive a few of these swings. Not too many more. Come on, don't have another creature. Damn it. At some point. Alright. Yeah. When Yavimaya Elder dies, do a whole lot of stuff. That's what I remember. That's right, Nimchimsky. What is this? Migratory Great Horn. Mutate. Oh, right after my own heart. Check this dude out. We don't have many turns left. We have to play now. Well, at least we have that. Affinity for Forest. He does not have Forest Walk. Okay, let's think this through. Ha! We don't have too much of anything really going on here. Do you know, I think the right play here might still be to just drop the Mamba block. Hopefully he trips this. And we can get one surprise swing in. I think that's really our only out. If I come at him with Guns A-Blazing, I have to pay 2 life. We're at 9, and that's if he blocks with the best thing. He's not going to do. I'm gonna lead off with the Mamba here. Infectious Host. Yeah, I think that's my card frame. I modified it a bit, made it a little hybrid between Ichorclaw Myr and stuff, thanks to the good folks at MTG Cardsmith, I think it is, where you can make your own cards and such. One of the Genesis beginnings of Pauperganda, when I found that website, I was like, wow, you can make cards. It don't take 4 hours in Photoshop. Yeah, they got to be really careful with Infect. As it sits right now, it's right on the edge of being... and who knows, maybe this is tourney worthy. I might try it one of these days. I've got plenty of days to try it, that's for sure. Oh, are we dead? That's 9. The only good thing here is he might trip that, and I mean, I can call artifacts. I think I'll do that, which will cost him a token and at least give us a blocker. We can't regenerate though, so we'll call this. Pay 2 life and say artifacts. Way here at the bottom. Boop. How you like that? Pretty cool list so far. Just big green. No selfishness, just smashing, ramping. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's exactly my thoughts, Little Fight. Always cool to see these cool new decks, right? Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. That damn Sakura tribe. I sure wish it would come at us. Dead next turn. I don't think we're going to live through this just because he's got the Elder and the Golem. I'm going to take this. All right. Curious, though, if we didn't have this mix-up of colors, if we kept that triple charge hand and lost a blessing, might have been able to go lethal and sneak in for a win. I don't think that's really a possibility now. We can just hope for a bad block here. Snogglesworth says, this deck makes me so happy. Someone who loves ramp. This is the closest to ramp I can find on a budget. Yeah. I've got some for you. I've got a few that are decent. I placed in a challenge with one that ran 1 Golem and obviously had a little bit of land destruction package, but it was only because of ramp. Molvuli Acid Moss, I think, and a few other things. It's pretty cool. I'm dead if I attack with both. I mean, he can just take everything and not do anything. So I'm just going to do this. Yeah. When you see me later, just remind me or send me an email at pauperganda@gmail.com. Or if you just go to MTG Goldfish and search my name, you'll see it on there. I think it's under the very lame name G. I probably should have. I could have called green there, but it cost me 2 life, and then I'm dead to serrated arrows there. So I don't think we're going to win here. But the cool thing about Reckless Charge is it kind of forces your opponent to do something, and then we can play it again, especially when we're screwed like this. So I think optimally, the thing I don't want to see is our... Oh, yeah, you know, it's cool. If they serrated arrows our Ichorclaw, we can save it, sacrifice the Mamba to the big blocker, and still be at 1 life. But our opponent's not even infected yet. This is terrible. Ah. Yeah, sorry about that. It can get pretty daunting. I know it can get nuts. Oh, let's see. Well, I mean, I can block that, and what is he gonna do? I gotta stay alive. I'm gonna do this. Once the blocker has happened, we'll still be at 6 life. Hopefully, they're just drawing a bunch of forests. Yeah, there's no real reason to regenerate this at this point. It's just dead. Okay, I'll just let our Mamba go. Yeah, I used to play a lot of tournaments, so that list goes on and on. Apologies, but yeah, if you want to, I can dig it up, or play a new version next week, maybe, if that's something you all want to see. Penumbra Spider, after my own heart. I like this Gringo. His name is Gringo 949494. There's the Great Horn again. By itself, oh, he plays it with that. Very cool. Holy cow! Isn't this cool? See, this is heck with my deck. Look what this guy's doing. Oh, I definitely should have my phone on quiet. A 3/4 double colors. It's almost like they've seen this list before. All right, we're gonna scoop here. We can't survive. Well, yeah, he's got the arrows. I can't survive here. I could call. I mean, I could do 4, right? Attack with this, trip it up, double do this. I'll say no artifact and no green, but he's not even infected yet. So we'll give him a little golf clap and move on to maybe the last game. We'll see. I'll just call it Green Ramp. Very cool. If you're gonna lose to something cool. Do you ever look at user brews? Oh, all the time, Nova the Madman. We get sent them about 2 or 3 a month. A lot of times it's like, hey, what do you think the mana can do here? Or they want me to completely overhaul it. And if you're really overzealous about a deck or something, it might be the wrong choice of verbiage there, but you can always donate online tickets if you want to see it played in a tournament. We do that once in a while, but the ghosting is such an issue now, I wouldn't recommend it. Soulsfires, I don't know if it's really going to be needed, but you know, my knee-jerk reaction is, oh, fogs, but there's so much ground crew in our way here that I think we might need to bring in Soulsfire. Mamba's good. Rancor is good. I'm going to take out 2 Vastwoods. There's not much messing around. In fact, I'm going to take out 3. There's not much messing about with our creatures and stuff, and I don't want to be wasting these on other things. I might even take out all 4 in favor of buying time with peace. It's not that fast, though, so I think 2 is going to be a setup. Infect, says Hexenrouge. Yeah, I've been doing great up until this last round. But we're losing to a very cool deck, or at least we lost the first one to it. So, all right. So this will allow us to get through this wall of green, hopefully, if the artifacts don't show up too much. That's why I'm leaning a little bit more on Blessing and not the Vastwood. I'm thinking with 2 Soulsfire, I might just want to really wait them out here. You know what? I'm going to go all in on my plan there. I'm going to play 3-piece, get rid of Vastwood altogether, and go from here. Let's go. All right. Let's see how we draw. This is a pretty good draw. We'll keep this. Sometimes the reckless charge play can feel a little weird too because of this kind of scenario where you're like, well, wait a minute. If I wait, I can hit for 4, or I could do it either way. So I think I'm going to lead off with the elves, meaning that we've got the Ichorclaw right behind it. Maybe he can pave the way for his big brother to show up and do some damage. Main reason I like this deck, and speaking just tournament-wise, is Ichorclaw with Prismatic Strands is just a no-brainer. And they usually gain life to stay in it, and you can't. Get a little unblockability and some Vines and Apostles' Blessings, and boom, you got yourself a win against one of the better decks out there, Boros Bully. So says I. I mean, how biased can I be, right? I made the thing. All right. Is he willing to go? Is he willing to go? Ah, this is frustrating. This is when you want the... I mean, I've got what I want here, I'm just going to smash in here. Let's see what he wants to do. I'm not going to give him any more information, not even a land drop. I don't believe they're going to sacrifice the Arbor Elf. That's Ramp City. And there's only one coming at you. You got nothing to worry about. There you go. You got this. All right. And I'm going to play this, and then I'm just going to pass the turn. Oh, thank you for that, Nova. Yeah, my wife's always barking at me for being too efficient at things. It sounds like a compliment, but when you take it to my extreme in life, I apply that to deck building a lot too. And it's like, wait a minute, I'm discarding here, then I'll do this, then I'll do that, then I'll do this. Yeah, I like it. I don't like running into it. It's frustrating losing to something you built, but I'm very flattered that it took off so well. Gruul charge counters for the deck name. Too clunky. Sorry, Dreamer. More alliteration, please. All right. Our mana is right. We are set. We're going to just see this one. We got to kind of toss a reckless charge at a damn tribe elder, but whatever. Let's go. We've got a lot more coming out. I mean, this is like, what, 1, 2, 3 more boost spells in our hand, and we've only got one. So there's a lot of, I guess you'd call it a bully hangover, just like I used to discard Prismatic and things that you'd think were out of the game. It's like, aha, no, they're not. We can bring them back. I mean, flashback's nothing new, but when you brew through it and you kind of can arrive at 1 + 1 = 3 sort of scenarios, it can be really good. Boy, I wish there was a Phyrexian way of giving something trample. All right. Red, green, red, sick bed. I want to call it Grulux. Gruul. GRINfect. Like you're grinning. Little Gruul, GRINfect. I don't know. I'll know when I hear it. Dang it. Damn blockers showing up all over the place. Makes me want to have treetop bracers. Dang it. This is a perfect scenario. Maybe I need some in the sideboard. You'd think Apostle's Blessing's enough to do it, but no. It's just that gigantic mutated monstrosity that we can't push through. We shall see. I really want some trample here. Always had a thing for frogs, and I always wanted a really, really, really fat bullfrog and just set him on like a fancy hat. Call him Grulux. Grulux. Maybe he'd sound like that. Man, if I had trample, look at this. We could double flashback charge here and have all kinds of fun, as Hugh Hauser would say. Let's do this. Let's play slower. If I reckless charge the elf, he'll probably eat the Arbor Elf. That'll kind of suck. But then we can kill the other guy, and then he's got one card, and we've got an open board. So I'm actually going to pull that. We'll do this. I'll think that he can trade. At least that's the idea. If something else happens, we've got options. We can pay for most of our Phyrexian mana, and then it's green and red. This is the key. This is what I thought would go down. That boosts up, and then we'll might as well just pay for it. Boy, there's some bird fight going on outside. I don't know what that's all about. Whoa, 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 whoa. Slow down there, Tiger. All right, we don't want to mutagenic growth our opponents, guy. That's what happens when you narrate and spread your focus a little too thin. All right, let's see what goes down here. Using a lot of resources to get rid of their resources. Booyah! The Myr survives. I thought that had a quote on it. This is too much reminder text. All right. Let's see what they draw. Dang it. Damn snake man. I was surprised. My son told me that Sakura Tribe Elders are pretty pricey in real life because they're such a kind of a go-to card in a lot of formats. It's like, I'll teach you to pile up your resources. Woo! Man, come on. Don't need that. Let's attack. Actually, do I attack here? I don't think I do. Yeah, you can just block it. I gotta hold back. We'll cycle the Barrens. Only 2 basic mountains in our deck, so it's pretty obvious what we gotta get. Or we could just play it, but I've thought of even a combination of Tinderwall and or the Gruul land and the Gruul Guild Gate, or not the gate, but the one that bounces it, the Gruul land, and then playing like a groundswell package. But again, you're really softening the deck's overall win percentage for just these little, hole-in-one plays, and I just don't think that's the way this deck wants to go. But I might be wrong. Been wrong plenty. Also, it's Kamigawa or Kanigawa. This set is quite pricey. Oh. Yeah, Kamigawa was similar to this Ikoria one, where it's just like, I just don't like. But we really need to see an Apostle's Blessing show up here. Now, keep in mind, we can also power up the Ichorclaw when it gets blocked with a charge on it. Then we can fling, and it's super damage. So we've got enough life here. We're not in too big of trouble yet. If we're going to lose, I'd rather lose to this cool Rogue Brew. Well, there's that. Yeah, we can do everything, right? I think we just win here. Can we? That's 6, 7. Oh, we miss it by 1. I don't really want to wait around for a serrated arrows. I'll give it one more turn here. You know what, though? If I go crashing on through, he can double block. I can call green. I'll attack here just because the spider will be that much smaller. There'll be that much fewer things on the battlefield, and I can always use the blessing. Yeah, me neither, Snugglesworth. Ikoria is one of my, I call it Homelands Part 2. All right, so now what I like about this play is it doesn't kill it, but it makes it super weak. So if Rancor shows up, we've got some goods here. Yeah, Homeland's art was pretty cool. Homeland's really stung, though. I remember I just had like one of the first good jobs of my life, and I bought like my very first box that I ever bought was Homelands. I was like, this stuff's really paying off. I got like a box and I sat on it and it ended up being like the big dud. It was like, come on. I think Fallen Empires did that to me. It's like, I did not have a good box buying average when I started off. I did the same thing with Star Wars too. The standalone Star Wars game. I was like, this is going to be a hit because the Phantom Flop, I like to call it, but the Phantom Menace was rumored to be coming out, and I was like, oh, it's going to take off once that movie's out. And the movie was god awful, and I guess the game was too. And I just got rid of them. I think I just gave them away or something. It was pretty pathetic. Okay, I think we have the win here. 1, 2, 3, 4 gets us 6, 7, 8, 9. We've got this, right? 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So I'm going to call this on green. Whoa, slow down. See, we always got to slow down with this list. We're going to put the green on it first. Then we'll call protection from green. Almost lost it there. That's like almost punt a few times now. We'll go like this. We'll say green. We'll call reckless. And outside of a fog effect, I think we've got this one. Reckless. I like the new art for Gainlands. Yeah, I like the old art for Reckless Charge. I really don't like the new one. Okay, so at least we're going to have a respectable showing here. We're 1-1. Little pat on the back there. I almost punted big time. I'm liking our I think this is the only game I've ever played where I take Vines out completely. All of them. There's a lot of blockers too, but I think Longbow is going to be way too long in the tooth to get there. I think Moment's Peace, even though we didn't see him, it's going to buy us enough time. We'll draw the cards to get to the Soulfire. I think that's the theory anyway. I know, Hex and Rouge, that would have been brutal. I'd take a Fog there any day over a Chittering Rat's Lock, though. That's just like a repetitive kick in the crotch. Yep. I think we're good here. Boy, Ichorclaw Myr doing some work. That +2/2 bonus is just obscene. No, they're splashing black for darkness in a green deck that has like 50 fog effects that are way better. That'd be hilarious. One of these days I'll use darkness. I love that card. Just Nostalgia City. Whoa, what a hand this is. Okay, so we're gonna lead off early. We'll keep, depending if he drops a 1-drop, then we'll slow roll it. Note to self: never brag about mana, because right after I did that, boom. Clog City. Yeah. Snogglesworth, I like your style. You like an art just about as much as I do. Okay. Well, we haven't seen a creature. I'm sure we're going to. But we have Trample. So I think the correct play here is to lead off with aggression here. I think we might just be able to smash through here. Now keep in mind, this does not play like traditional Infect. It can, but many a times it's best to hold off your Seal of Strength mutagenics for your Soul's Fire. So if it does get fogged or it gets quadruple blocked, you still win the game. That's a nice feeling. I can see why Affinity plays Fling. Most pleased, says Rai Road. Oh, hey, Rai. Good to see you, my friend. All right. Made it to Pauperganda live stream. All right. Yeah, I'm reading backwards there. Yes, this is the Disinfectant Show. All right. We finally got Rancor. I think it was hiding from us this whole game. Like, take that, you old bag of sticks. Trying to come up with some. All right. Basic. That'd be nice. We'll rock like this. Get our mana right. Unfortunately, we're probably going to have to burn through a mutagenic here. But we'll be all right. The only bad part about the darkness are the artists for artists. Are they? How do you know that? Yeah, you'd think they would have made a white fog with that background. Come on, sucker. We got you right here. My favorite pieces of art I've recreated in Hymnaturok, the dinner scene where they're sitting at that table. But that artist has just disappeared from the world. I'm going to sit on mutagenic because we have Soul's Fire. And you just never know. All right. Yeah, it's funny that a white supremacist would make the card darkness. It's like, well, you don't think you could have waited around for a maybe Holy Day? All right. Hey, check this out. So when Bequeatho goes, I've never liked this card, but I've seen it played plenty. I'm not saying it's bad. It's just not my style. When it dies, you draw 2 cards, but it costs you 1, so it's kind of 1. Here we go. Well, this hand is feeling very violent. Do they have it? I think I'm just going to kind of go for it here. If he's got fog, he's got it. I'm just going to use charge in the way it was intended. Ah! That's what it looks like he's saying. Oh, as my son would say. Yeah, moment's peace, says Dreamer Sango. No, the slow tap of doom. What is this? Well, now we're looking at fog only. Maybe he's got a fog. This is got summoning sickness, so that's out of the question for any sort of moment's peace or tangle or any other things. But I'm telling you, man, reckless charge, even when it goes south, you still get to play it again. When normal infect runs out of gas or sits there, it's like you've got enough evasion and get through ability, if that's even a thing. And if all else fails, you Soul's Fire and just throw your rage. Throw the rage. Slap the seal. That's the best one of today. All right. Well, hey, this little engine that could just didn't lose today. I'm going to have the deck description up, but I always like to go over it just in case somebody's late to the show. So this was based on Is It Fairies, actually. I was looking at them going, hey, this is the Kung Fu Trees build used traditional Delver, and then it's splashed for Scred, and it seems to do it really organically. And so theirs ran 19. It had 4 wilds, 2 less forests and 2 barrens. So I added these. Again, if you like this build and you want it to be even faster, take out 2 forests, put in 2, what are they called? Lotus Petals. My play style, I got a little too greedy too often and lost games I could have won if I would have just played a little more patiently. That's weird. You know, I'm an impatient person and I make a kind of a patient infect deck. Why do you say that? Well, a lot of times you just want to sit back and wait for the alpha strike of Reckless Charge or the Soul's Fire trick. Also keep in mind, a lot of times you want to bait them to block the Myr. You can boost it with a variety of all of our spells, and then you Soul's Fire even if they do have some sort of fog lock going on. Sideboard, I really like the 4 gut shots. The 1 Soul's Fire could move main. I don't think it'd be incorrect to move 2 Soul's Fire main and lose a Rotwolf or maybe 1 Blessing. I really like having 4 Blessings and 4 Vines in this metagame though, and moving forward. I can't really see Pauper turning into like this anti-removal format. There's just so much good removal compared to the creature density, so we can go from there. So anyway, yeah, so we played a Jherjames build of Infect first, and that went 1-1. Then we played ours, and I think we went 3-0. So yeah, it's good times. Definitely more my style. A little bit of life gain here and there and such. But have you considered any of the new mutate cards for Infect? I have not. David Kane 001. You got any in mind? Send them at pauperganda@gmail.com and I'll check them out. I've been kind of underwhelmed, even with Ram Through. Like I said, I played it in James's build. Here's his original, and then this second one was modified to play Ram Through. And I know on the card you think like, oh yeah, this is going to happen. It just doesn't happen. And the same thing goes with my experimental Infect build. This, you know, Tamir Battle Rage. It's like, yeah, I had one in there for a long time and I just hated seeing it. I mean, I think the only time I ever actually played it, it didn't win. It killed a creature. And then defensively, I was able to kill a creature, and it just sits in your hand too long. And you want to be playing stuff out in this kind of style. But anyway, hope you guys liked it. That's my take on Gruul Infect. I don't know what I should call it, but we'll see what we can see. This time next week, maybe we'll be playing some Green Ramp. I've had a lot of requests for that. I know Snugglesworth. Sorry, it's the 80s commercial, the Snuggle fabric softener, so I apologize if I've been saying that. Snogglesworth. GRINfect. Yes. That's a little too close to home, I think, though. I think people will be like, what the hell is that? But who knows? Maybe I'll just have the name of the video go on and on and on with all these different monikers and such. But thanks for joining me, everybody, on this Pauperganda Saturday. I hope you all are staying safe, healthy, maybe not warm, cooled off, who knows. We got a few more things coming at you. If you're new to Pauperganda, stick around. Otherwise, we'll see you next week, same time, same place. Thank you to my host, Shirazaman and Little Fight, for always having my back. And greetings back to you, Snogglesworth. I'm glad to have a lot of our new people in the chat. And to our wonderful supporters, Hexen Rouge, Fuji Purple, Stephen Wake, Hods, Fun 18, M. Chimsky, Someone, MTM Tad in the house, Nessie's 3, the G, Arkhammer, Into the River, Stephen Wake, Lovecraft 668, Emperor Jherjames, Olesh Pauper or Bust, Michael Sarinsky, Nichols, Soshi, Justin Lawson, Eckhart, Jarvis 808, Jesse Appelberg, and some anonymous ones too at our Buy Me a Coffee site. Anyway, guys, stay very safe. Keep gaming, because that's what's going to keep you safe, just like the video suggests. Anyway, guys, this is Deluxe for Pauperganda. Adios.